Hi everyone, this is Dave from Geekanoids, and this is my review of the Synology DiskStation DS411 Plus. So this is the DiskStation DS411 Plus. Now this is a NAS server. And what I mean by that is you connect it to your network via the Ethernet port that's located on the back of the unit. This is a gigabit Ethernet port, and then you can store all of your files in a central location, then access them across your network. And you might want to serve them up to other computers, which is absolutely fine. It also supports PS3 and Xbox 360, so you can serve them up to that sort of device as well. Or you can serve them up to the likes of mobile phones. There's Android and iOS applications that support this unit too. Now, before I show you around the unit in a bit more detail, just let you know the specifications. This has got a 1.67 gigahertz dual core processor, 1 GB of RAM, and that Ethernet gigabit socket on the back of the unit. Now it does support a lot of different formats. I'm not going to list them all off here, but it also comes with this DiskStation Manager software, and that's something that you access the device. It's like a control panel, and you can add on applications, and you can do things like an FTP server, a mail server, surveillance station, web station, all to add functionality to this sort of device. Now there's a lot more besides what I've listed off there. Things like an iTunes server and print server too spring to mind, but I'm not going to bamboozle you with all of the specifications of this, because you really need to check out the specs page on Synology.com to really see what this can offer up to you. So let me give you a look around the device, and then I'll let you know what sort of RAID configurations it supports as well. So here we've obviously got the front of the device, very pleasing to look at. So it's very sort of business-like in its appearance. We've got status LED here, LAN status LED, and then we've got LEDs for the activity on each of the hard drives. And you can see we've got hard drives 1 through to 4, and that gives you a clue that you can actually install 4 3.5-inch SATA drives in here, or 2.5-inch devices as well. Power on off button on the front, Synology logo on both sides of the unit, and then if we swing round to the back, you can see we've got 2 little mini fans here, and that's going to keep everything cool. We've got an input here for the power supply, gigabit Ethernet socket for connecting it to your network. We have got 2 USB ports here, and they can be used for adding on extra storage, or perhaps you need to get data off of a USB flash drive. And you've also got an eSATA port as well. Now 4 screws on the back, which you take off like so. Excuse me dropping them. And just to let you know, in the box you do also get all the cabling and everything as well as instructions, and of course the power cable. And once this is open, very easy access to the hard drives. These little bays slide out, and you mount your 3.5-inch SATA drive onto these bays, and then you just simply slide this back into the unit like so, and it locates into place. There's no SATA cables to handle. The SATA connections are at the front of the unit, and the alignment is perfect, so the hard drive just slots into place. Now to add 2.5-inch drives, you need to use adapters. Very easy to do, and then you simply close this up once you've populated it with the hard drives, and locate these screws into the back of the unit. Very easy to do. Now in operation, when this is plugged in and going, these fans do spin up occasionally, so it is a little bit more intrusive than some of the smaller units, but it isn't that loud really. I don't think you're going to have an issue with the amount of noise it generates. And this sort of device is going to be in another room probably anyway, to your main work room. You're maybe going to put it in a little server room just so it can tick away and do its thing. You can also configure it to start up and turn off at predetermined times, which is really good. And overall it's just a very well built unit. Now I wanted to cover off with you some of the sort of RAID configurations that this actually supports, and there are plenty, absolutely plenty. It's a fully featured device. You can have it as a basic setup, a JBOD setup, so it'll see all of the drives just as one big volume, RAID 0, RAID 1, RAID 5, RAID 5 plus spare, RAID 6 and RAID 10 as well. How cool is that? You can also do it to expand RAID as well, so you can add extra drives in and it will expand the RAID configuration as you add that extra capacity. You can have up to 2,048 user accounts on this. Absolutely superb, makes it ideal for small businesses and larger businesses as well. So in a home setup, this would probably be a little bit of an overkill, but certainly for small to medium-sized businesses, absolutely superb. Supported browsers, Internet Explorer 7 through to 9. It supports Safari, Chrome and Firefox as well. With regards to the mobile devices, there's Photo Station and File Station, which enables you to actually access the files on here via mobile devices. You need iPhone OS 2.2.1 onwards or Android version 1.5 onwards. You can also access this via Windows Mobile and Symbian as well. So a real fully featured device. This is absolutely superb. I've been very pleased with the actual performance of this as well. It delivers an average of 107.55 megabytes per second for reading and writing just over the 100 megabytes per second on write speed, and in my tests it certainly did deliver that. Price wise, it doesn't come cheap, but you are getting so much for your money. Unpopulated without any hard drives in here, so just for the unit only, it's going to cost you round about £480 in the UK. That might sound like a lot, but this is a stunning piece of kit and so fully featured. If you're in the US, round about the $600 mark, and add in hard drives nowadays, cheap and easy to do with something like the Synology DiskStation DS411 Plus. If you need somewhere that's robust to centrally store all of your files, then I can certainly recommend this product. I use Synology's for storing all my video files, and they are absolutely superb. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Dave from Geekanoids. Please do subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next video. This video review is sponsored by EasyDraw, making drawing fun on Mac OS X.